Hey everybody, hope you're doing good today. Ms. Proby here with you, and I'm here to talk about the results of our celery experiment. I'm hoping that you took some time to think about this right here. It was called the Colorful Celery Experiment, and we were trying to answer the question, what will happen when we soak celery stalks in colored liquid? So last week you should have taken a guess or a hypothesis of what you thought would happen. Some of the things that I was saying were you might think that the celery would just die in the colored water. You might think that the celery would change color. You might think that the leaves change color and nothing else. Or you might think that nothing happens at all. It just stays exactly the same. So we're going to just check to see, after you took your hypothesis, what really happened. Last week, one of the things that we did was we drew a picture of what we saw on the first day and also wrote down our observations. Observations are what you see. Today, which is our third day, maybe a little bit longer for you, we're going to again draw what you see and write down what you see. And then also today we're going to do the last page and we're going to come to a conclusion. A conclusion means what did you learn? It's going to answer your question and explain your answer a little bit. So our conclusion today. What will happen when we soak celery in colored liquid? You might remember that we had 4 different kinds of food coloring. We had a cup that had green, we had a cup with blue, we had a cup with yellow, and we had a cup with red. All right, so I'm actually going to start with the green one right here. Do you see any difference from what the celery used to look like with this green one right here? Any difference? I don't really see any difference. I see a little bit of green on a little bit of the edges. When I look at the bottom, you can kind of see. So what happens, you might remember that celery, what we were looking at is the stem of the celery, and if you look here, there's all these little dark spots, and what they are is like little holes, like a straw, we had said, that goes all the way up. And if you can believe it, grade 1s, it goes all the way up to the top. Now, this green one doesn't show too much, but let's have a peek at the yellow one. Here's the yellow one. Just looking closely, I don't really see a lot happening here. But again, as I look at the bottom, you can see there's all these little dots, like a straw, going up to the top. Remember, a stem's job is to give water and nutrients to the rest of the plant, right? To the leaves and to the fruit, to the buds. The stem needs to have it so that all of that can transport up. Let's have a look at the blue one. So the green one and the yellow one didn't show too much, but the blue one, and I hope this shows up. Look at this leaf. Grade 1s, it has blue all over it. Can you see that? Little blue specks. If you look at all these leaves, look at this one right here. There's blue all the way on these leaves. The water, the colored water, has traveled all the way to the tippy top and all over these little leaves. You can see the shape of those straws down there as well. I think that's so cool. The blue one really shows up. Let's look at the red one. It also is very cool. This is not the color that the celery was at the start. The celery was green and a little bit yellow, but you can see these leaves have turned red because the water has transported from the bottom of the celery all the way through to the tippy tops of the leaves. All the way. I think that's so incredible. Plants are designed in such a neat way that if that didn't happen, would this part of the celery be alive still? It would not. It would not. So stems have a very important job. They hold up the plant, and they also let the plant soak up the nutrients in the water and transport it all the way, all through the plant. So if you think of a big tree, it has the roots that soak it up, and then the stem that lets all of the nutrients in the water spread to the whole plant. I hope that you write a conclusion about what you've learned. I hope that you've answered your question, and I'm curious, was your hypothesis right? If it was, good for you, and if it wasn't, that's okay, because scientists just take guesses and then they check things out. I hope you have a great day.